Life can be overwhelming. Just a series of uncontrollable events, one after the other. So many things are just out of our control. We employ various tactics to try and remedy that. Discipline, planning, minimalism. And, well, I don't believe there's anything wrong with that. I believe these tactics are a good thing, that we should use them to our advantage, especially if it's for the sake of our own sanity. So here are 4 simplification tactics I employ, sometimes loosely, sometimes stringently, depending on my current stress levels, to reduce that feeling. First tactic, avoid high-maintenance morning routine. If your morning is too high maintenance, you'll spend more time and more energy getting ready for your day instead of actually starting it. A long and drawn-out routine, especially if it's in the morning, is actually a very effective form of procrastination. Now, as a woman, we are inundated with beauty steps at all times of the day, especially in the morning, which can contribute to that feeling of overwhelm before the day has even started. What has helped me personally is to have a mental order of everything I do in the morning, down to every beauty product I use and task I complete, and to keep that order consistent over time. This includes the seemingly mundane tasks such as brushing my teeth right when I wake up so I don't forget to do it later, or putting on my skincare before coffee so it has time to sink in. Little things like that, and that order stays consistent over time. This will require some tweaking, some elimination of steps in your routine, and maybe even the addition of new ones, because bear in mind, a routine is a ritual. The idea behind simplification is not mindless elimination. The idea here is not to eliminate what brings you joy in the morning. It's to carefully evaluate the steps that you take in the morning. You want to construct a routine that's consistent over time, efficient, whatever that word means to you, intuitive, so that it's not too difficult to stay consistent, and you don't want it to be too rushed either. Number 2. Know where all of your important items are located. Minimizing the time spent looking for important things, and by things I mean material items, does wonders for your sanity. Having everything in its place at all times of the day when it's not in use, and putting the items back within the hour of using them, in my opinion, is a ridiculously easy way to simplify your day. And you know exactly what items I mean. Keys, wallet, phone, charger, running shoes, your morning mug, headphones, and so on. Things that you would frequently pick up in your daily life. I'm not saying become overly and meticulously organized. This isn't about organization, it's about location. Have a set location for each of these items that is both intuitive for you and consistent over time. And you'll find that your day is just a smidge easier. Third tactic, buy a cheap phone with a limited data plan. Now there are 3 components to this: apps, data plan, and storage. Before I begin, I know this is not for everyone. My approach may be a little oversimplified for some, but it's worked so well for me ever since my first smartphone at age of 16, and I just had to mention it. So here's my phone. Currently it's a Motorola G Fast. It costs about $250 US. I've had it for the last 2 years and it's still going pretty well. I might have it for another 2 or 3. And now bear in mind the camera quality is atrocious, but that's why I have my regular camera. Now, first component is apps. Personally, I'm not interested in the dozens of apps that flood your vision every time you unlock your screen. It's exhausting to keep track of and just plain unnecessary, in my opinion. Now, the total number of apps I use may fluctuate depending on my professional and personal needs, but the premise remains the same, and it's that I just don't need that many apps to navigate my daily life. I just don't. The apps I currently have are limited to some social media, YouTube and Pinterest mainly, health trackers such as for my menstrual cycle, Google Maps, some communication apps such as WhatsApp and Google Voice, bank apps such as Golden One, and security apps such as Authenticator and Duo Mobile. That's kind of it. I don't need any more than that personally, at least at the moment. Second component is data plan. My data plan at the moment is only 4 gigabytes of data usage per month. This is to deter me from overusing my phone whenever I'm outside of the house, but still leaves enough data for emergencies such as Google research, contacting a loved one, using Google Maps, and I also have enough data to listen to music in the car. Third component is limited storage. Now, the premise here is I can always free storage if I need to, and I can also buy more if I need to. But my phone at the moment is only 8 gigabytes of storage. This deters me from downloading unnecessary apps, really evaluating whether or not I actually need that app, and also encourages me to periodically clean out the junk on my phone. Now, the fourth tactic is to stop the extreme multitasking. Excessive multitasking not only decreases your attention span in the long run, but decreases the quality of the work you do today. If I continuously interrupt my thought process mid-task, I open myself up to more mental interruptions later on. And the more I entertain these mental interruptions and pendulate between 2 or more tasks, the more chaotic and overwhelmed I become. And okay, life is what it is. Sometimes you get a call from your doctor, an urgent email from a client. Sometimes an idea pops in your head and you just have to start developing it because it's too good not to. And that's okay. Just don't give in every time. So here's a little idea. Take out a piece of paper, doesn't have to be a big one. Write down whatever pops into your head, maybe a footnote or 2, and then go back to whatever the heck it is you were doing. In doing so, you respect the task in front of you and you respect your decision to commit to it in the first place. I mean, there's a reason you decided to start that task. This has been great for my concentration and my sanity as well, but also other things you wouldn't expect, such as my persistence and durability when working to complete whatever task I had initially set out to do. So there you go. Those were 4 of the many tactics I employ to keep my day simple and to reduce the stress and the lack of control that I sometimes feel, especially in the current climate. Now, obviously, I have omitted extra details and nuances for the sake of time and clarity. So anything you feel should be discussed in more depth, please comment below. I'd love to see what you guys think. If you learned something of value, like or subscribe. I want this channel to be a two-way street, so your feedback is essential to making that happen. Also, this is my first ever video on YouTube. Very nerve-wracking, but also excited to see where this takes me. Hope to see you again soon. Bye guys.